So here are two mixers. We're going to do a quick comparison between the two.
The KitchenAid has a bunch of accessories that you can attach onto this mixer if you buy them separately.
We had 3 other appliances besides this one for the price of that one. So if I press this button, it just lifts. I love that.
So its larger brother is a 6-in-1, 8.5 quart high capacity stand mixer. It's also got 10-speed like the KitchenAid, but it also has all the accessories added on as part of the price.
But if you want to mix dough on this one, it takes us 3.5 minutes, whereas this one will probably take maybe 3 minutes and 3 seconds. KitchenAid, they're all about quality. All right, so here are two mixers. We're going to do a quick comparison between the two. One is your top of the line, very sought after. This is the KitchenAid Artisan Burgundy Maroon Red. On the opposite side, you've got the cute vintage 1950s looking Sanlida. This company goes by 3 different names. This one does come at a larger size with some of the features of this one. They both come in with 3 attachments. You've got your beater, and they also have the dough hook. You've got your wire whip, and then this one doesn't snap up, but let's lift it up. This one is your wire whip, right? Your dough hook, the beater, right? So now both of these attach the same way. In order for me to get it off, hold on, you gotta lift it up, press it down, and then this comes. Yeah. Okay. And then from here, same thing. You can see this little thing. You lift it up, and there's a spring. You bring it down, and then that's how you remove it. And then this is the splash guard. So in here, the splash guard goes down, and it covers the whole thing. I like that the splash guard is kind of always attached, right? Like if I lift it, it's there, right? Whereas this one, it's kind of like all over the place, and you have to, and it doesn't quite lock either. Like they have these weird pins here that rotate, but they don't actually lock on it. So it's I think that's actually could have been designed a lot better than this. And then you've got a little spout here, so you don't actually spill out. So I like that. That's actually quite nice. But again, this is more minimal, right? This one is just like big. That one's minimal. Okay. So that aside, comparing the bowls, they are both 3.5 quarts. This one is taller, but it's not wider. This one is wider, but it's shorter. Now mid-range, this one is almost always above $300 US. This one almost always is under $100 US. That's actually quite important when we discuss the features. For example,
the KitchenAid has a bunch of accessories that you can attach onto this mixer if you buy them separately. You can spiralize your vegetables. There's a fresh prep slicer and a shredder attachment. There's an attachment for your dough, so you can flatten it and turn it into your favorite spaghetti as well. If you're a big meat eater, no problem. Take a meat grinder attachment and make your favorite patties. There's also an entire food processor attachment, and let's not forget the desserts. You can create your own ice cream.
this little guy does not have that, but its big brother does.
So its larger brother is a 6-in-1, 8.5 quart high capacity stand mixer, but it also has all the accessories added on as part of the price. It's also got 10-speed like the KitchenAid. It also has a meat grinder as well as a sausage and kibble kit, so you can make your own sausages. It also has a pasta maker attachment, cookie press maker, as well as slicer and shredder attachments. And unlike the KitchenAid, it also includes a juicer and a food grinder. The only thing that it does not have is an ice cream maker attachment, but even with the KitchenAid, you have to buy that separately. All of this is included at half the price of the KitchenAid mixer, which makes it a crazy deal.
To lift this up, I actually prefer the mechanism of this one, and I like these LED lights here. So if I press this button, it just lifts. I love that on KitchenAid because it's so heavy and so beefy, it does not snap up. But that's not a bad thing because they're all about the quality. Now, turning it on and off. This one has got a knob and it's got 6 settings. I think this is pretty cool. I like that. So you got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's got a fast setting. If you go this way, right away it goes to 6 speed. This one has your settings on the side. So that's 10. Yeah, I think that one is a little faster. But also way louder. But this one is also much louder than this one. And then one more thing again, you do need to lock it in place before you actually start it, right? It locks if you press this, and only then can you close it. But once you close it, it clicks and it locks automatically. So I like that also. See, versus here, nothing happens. You have to do it manually. On the side here, you've got your settings. The speed goes from stir 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The stir option can be used with a flex beater or a flex edge beater. This is for slow stirring and mashing. So 2 is for dough hook, flex beater, and flex edge beater. So that's for slow mixing. Mix and knead yeast dough, heavy batters, candy. Speed 4 is where you would use the flex beater and flex edge beater accessory for mixing semi-heavy batters such as cookies, or to combine sugar and shortening cake mixes as well. Number 4 also allows you to use the wire whip. Number 6 is where you would use your wire whip, your flat beater, and your flex edge beater. It's more for beating and creaming. You want to use to finish maybe a mixing cake or some donuts or other similar batteries. So number 8 and number 10 is really reserved for wire whips. It's for fast beating and whipping for things like whipped cream, egg whites, and boiled frostings. Now we're gonna take this off. Now both of these are kind of screwed in place with these little grips here on the side, so it's not gonna spill. Same here, except this one uses PVC or plastic, whereas the base on here is also metal, right? Now this is a molded piece of steel, and same here, this is a molded piece of steel. The colors, I mean, you know, we have this appliance wall over here and it's all red. This one's a little off red, this one's a little more of our style. Actually, that's why we bought it. Plus, we really didn't want to spend all that extra money on this appliance when you could have had we had 3 other appliances besides this one for the price of that one. It's got these rubbery feet, but they are not suction feet. Whereas this one, if you try and move it, you can see that they all just kind of suck right up to it. And that is because it doesn't have as much weight as this does. So if you have some batter inside of this one, then you don't want it spilling. So what it does, it actually clumps to your surface, so you can't just accidentally lift it. We're not going to get into mixing right now and comparing the speeds, because clearly this one's got a 10 speed, so of course it would be a winner. But if you want to mix dough or knead dough, on this one at least, it takes us I think 3.5 minutes, whereas this one will probably take maybe 3 minutes and 2-3 seconds. The wife actually uses this one a lot more. We will probably be using this more so if this one dies, but this one again is on warranty. She uses this 3 times a week to make these arepa Indian pancake things, and then we've used this a couple times to make some cake and whipped cream. And consistency is the same, nothing really else to say except this will definitely last you a super long time because it's a proven brand. Now you are really paying for customer support on here, whereas these, we've had one problem. It was just with one of these when we first got it. It was a little bent in, so we just had them resend us a new one, but they got back to us immediately. I've seen this in action for over a year now. It's good and it looks great, and it's not as heavy. Yeah, this is like super light, whereas this, there's no way I can pick this up with one hand. Like, it's like this. I mean, I can, but this probably weighs twice as much as this. So yeah, so that's the review. I hope this has been helpful, and I will see you guys on the next one. See? And then here is where they all fit. And now we're gonna go and put this big guy back into his own. See? I keep forgetting that I have to lock this. It's so annoying. All right, so now we're gonna put this one in here by himself.